Road Wars follows a crack squad from the Thames Valley Police. The 20-strong proactive team face a daily diet of drugs, burglars and high-speed pursuits.
Left.
Trained to deal with any criminal anywhere, the proactive team are backed up by the dedicated dog handlers.
Off now.
Coming up,
Vehicle's gone right.
rampaging robbers,
Through barriers.
dangerous drivers and armed sieges.
Put down any weapons you may have! Do it now!
Anything can happen policing the streets, and in Road Wars the unexpected is always just around the corner. Every proactive car is packed with the latest technology. One of their key pieces of kit is their onboard cameras, which read every car number plate to see if it's kosher. On top of all this, all their motors are unmarked and high performance, and every officer is expertly trained in advanced pursuit driving. It means they're in the best possible position to catch criminals, even if they try to flee. Road Wars regular Charlie Etheridge has a new partner, Michelle Ryan. Together they're Tango Victor 3-2. Out on patrol in Slough, their high-tech camera pings up a parked-up Volvo on the side of the street.
There are 4 P&C markers on the car, and they all relate to different thefts, shopliftings. Now, there is someone beside the car at the moment. It would be easy to swoop in and have a little look, but my suspicion is that if the vehicle's involved in that sort of crime, then potentially we may also be looking at someone who's not got the relevant driving documents.
Hi there, it's Tango Victor 3-2.
In essence, maybe looking at someone who's on a ban, etc. So
Yeah.
what we're going to do is just see if anybody comes back to the car and drives it away.
It seems likely the car's going to be used soon by the suspected shoplifters, so there's nothing for it but to sit and wait to see who drives off. "20 minutes later, a bloke gets in the driving seat.
In, it's an off. It must have gone right, surely.
Yeah. 3-2, currently Elmwood Road, Slough, following a vehicle with 4 P&C markers. I'm going to stop the vehicle shortly. If I can give you an index, please. It's a maroon Volvo. It's 2 up. Not in pursuit of the vehicle, but we are going to attempt to stop shortly. Received.
Come on, sweetheart.
He knows it's coming.
With the car pulling into a cul-de-sac, Mish gets ready to have a word, but it's not going to be that easy.
Get out and have a look. Your nose is like you say, your nose is coming, mate.
Trapped, the Volvo driver floors it down a footpath.
Tango Victor 3-2, vehicle making off, Wexham Road towards Slough. 2 up, index is given. Partial loss, wait 1.
As they disappear into the back streets, Charlie has to gamble on where the bandit car's gone.
Yeah, Tango Victor 3-2, we've got a total loss at this time, area search. Vehicle 2 up, I see, there we go, we've got it here. Elmwood Road, vehicle reversing, back towards Beresford Avenue, wait 1. Shoplifting times 4, vehicle reversing.
Reversing at speed, the driver barges his way through, clipping the black car on the right. With no other units nearby, Mish calls for the chopper to help halt the motor in mayhem.
Yeah, we're now on the Uxbridge Road, back in towards Slough. Vehicle's gone right, through barriers, then a resit, wait 1. Vehicle left. Broadmark Road.
Heading back on himself, the Volvo driver almost hits the owner of the car he clipped moments earlier.
Right. Beresford Avenue, speed 50.
Still waiting for more units to support them, Charlie has to hold on while backup closes in.
Vehicle right onto Norton Way. Apologies, Norton Way.
Driving too fast and too furiously, the driver over exit and almost scrambles his motor into the parked cars.
Yeah, left onto Dornells. Left onto the Link. No pedestrian activity, traffic flow light to medium.
Onto the RA.
Onto the RA, not one, not two. Onto Wexham Road. I confirm Wexham Road.
Wexham Road out of town.
We're going out of town. Vehicle on the opposing carriageway, overtaking traffic. Speed in excess of 50 miles an hour. We've got Wexham Plant Nursery to the offside. We've got no deviation.
It's close.
Approaching a RA. We've taken the first. That's towards Stoke Green, towards Stoke Poges. Received. We've got one vehicle cover, vehicle in sight, held up by a van.
The Volvo's now been running for 7 minutes and the chopper's just 30 seconds away.
Partial loss.
Didn't get on there.
I believe it's still on the B416 Park Road, but we do have a partial loss.
Yeah, we've got regained armour.
Yeah, sight regained.
They regained sight of the motor's brake lights way off in the distance. Heading towards the Britwell estate, the pair have lost tons of ground.
End of Dodsfield Road, vehicle left onto Wentworth Avenue. It's gone right into the shops. I'd be prepared for decamper. X-ray Delta, mate, please. Right onto Ravensworth.
Down here.
Frustrated at losing sight of the bandit car, Charlie turns to some kids.
Which way did that car go? That car come past you, boys? A red car come past you? Red car come past you?
Charlie's pursuit now takes a turn for the worst. Having reversed straight into a parked car, Mish breaks the news to the owner.
All right, we'll get it all sorted for you. All right. Oh my God. It's all right, we'll get it sorted. All right, just stand there for us.
There's a good chance they can still find the Volvo, as seconds later the chopper arrives along with Tango Victor 3-1, Simon and Conrad.
We lost him. No, down the end here, turn left and down to the end, just at the shops, we lost him there.
With the damaged car sorted and every available unit looking for the Volvo, Charlie has a hunch where it might have been dumped.
Yeah, that was my thoughts.
Ditched, hidden behind some garages, it looks like the occupants are well gone. With the chopper overhead searching for them, Charlie examines the motor. Inside there's all the evidence of shoplifting, including foil for masking security tags. Even though the motor isn't registered as stolen, something looks wrong.
He got away this time. We got the car. The driver and the passenger decamped. The sickening thing is we were very, very close and the helicopter was also within seconds of being overhead. But these things happen. He had a bit of a jump on us after we got held up by a member of the public. You've got to accept these things happen. The really sad thing is we drove past the end of the road and I thought, I wonder if he might have nipped in there and tried to hide in there. But at that point we had a total loss on him and he could have gone anywhere, and in reality, so gutted, but we've got some really good footage of him. I'm sure we'll be able to identify who he is, and as they say, revenge is a dish best eaten cold, and if you're watching I'll find you.
Fleeing from the proactive team may have seemed like a cunning plan, but getting on the wrong side of Charlie and Mish wasn't. The car was seized and fingerprinted, and with a good idea who the pair are, the investigation definitely isn't over. Armed with all the details, someone's due for a hard knock on the door soon. Still in Slough, this motor's been driven like it's just been nicked, but bizarrely it hasn't. The bloke at the wheel's just a complete chump. Spanking round corners and skidding through chicanes in the rain, this claps-out Peugeot certainly isn't built for rallying. It's 1:30 in the morning and this bloke's lucky there's no one else around. Bombing over a speed bump, the driver oversteers, loses control, slams it into a wall, and rolls off. For this sheer reckless driving, the bloke was tagged for 13 weeks, given a 20-hour reparation order, and banned for a year. Thames Valley cops have to police over 2,000 square miles, and the dog handlers can be called to any place at any time. In Reading it's 10:30, and Brian Avery and his dog Jake have been asked to back up officers at a flat in Tilehurst. There's a standoff with two drunk blokes who say they're armed with a samurai sword.
So obviously we're having specially trained officers to attend with shields. We're going, there's an ARV unit on scene as well, I believe. Until we get there and sort of liaise with the supervisors and the units on scene, we ain't really going to know exactly what's going to go on.
Dozens of officers have arrived, but the situation's taken a turn for the worse. This lad, only 17, has just fallen out of the flat window trying to lob missiles at the cops below.
I think it's just stemmed from a noise complaint, where complaints have been made from the neighbours within the street about noise. We've attended earlier in the evening. They've turned the noise down on the request of the police earlier on. The noises then came back on again, and we've reattended, and it's sort of escalated to this point really, where stuff's been thrown out the window at officers. The person that's been arrested over there is decided to jump out the window. Don't quite know why, but...
That's what the ambulance crew is saying to you, mate.
Just get off! Just get off! I'm sorry, officer. I'm sorry.
What's your name, mate?
Just want to get him off.
You're right, Tara.
Get him off.
The officers are concerned about the state of the other bloke inside. Worried about the sword he's boasted about, they don't take any chances.
Normal routine for us is it'll be a conventional response to enter. You've got a person in there that's probably very, very drunk and isn't answering anything. He's telling us whether he's been injured, hurt, or in any way incapacitated. So at the end of the day, he's just fallen out. We've got no key to get into the place. It'll be forced entry, slow methodical. There's a dog to get out, which the neighbour can control. In with the shields.
Is there any other exit at the back?
No.
No possible exit?
Any windows, we'll have that covered from the outside. We will tag on to the back, we've got the taser authorisation.
And that's it. So you're tagged on the back of a team.
That's it.
One shield or two shield teams?
I'd have just one shield team.
One shield, one to secure. One to go.
And rooms either side.
It may seem odd, but even cops have to have a health and safety meeting.
What it is the first team, which is Rich, Nick and Stubbsy at the back, okay, up the stairs, really slow approach up the stairs. Directly behind you, you've got the authorisation to the taser, then we tucked in, and we need a capture officer as well. So, you're okay with that? Brilliant.
With no idea what to expect inside, the door goes in.
Ready?
Right, police! Come on down now! Come on down! You've got one chance to come to the top of the stairs. If you fail to come to the top of the stairs, officers are coming in.
We've done that, okay. Okay, steady then.
Listen to my voice! Put down any weapons you may have! Do it now!
Just keep that decision.
No one's moving upstairs, and the bloke could be hiding to the right or left. The second team moves in.
Right clear.
How many have we got? Rooms to the right and left?
Let's go to the left.
You two blocking off the left, yeah? Quite happy? So I'll bring the other shield team. Let's have you up. Okay, cover the right. To the left, take the left. To the left.
09.
The lack of movement is quickly explained, as in the bedroom on the right, the bloke is Sparko.
You're under arrest on suspicion of threats to kill, alright? You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioning something which is later relied in court. Anything you do say may be used in evidence. The reason for your arrest is so that it can be dealt with in a prompt and effective manner by way of interview, alright?
Checking he's just drunk, the medics are called in.
You can bring him in. I'll get them in.
Hello, mate.
I need to go out.
Did you take anything tonight?
As you can see, entry was forced. We've gone in the property, done a slow, methodical search, and upon locating the male in the bedroom, he's been subsequently detained and arrested. No harm's come to any officers or him as such, and that's basically the end of it until he sobers up and we can put an interview on him and see what it's all about.
The window jumper survived his fall. At court, he faced several public order offences and was handed a 12-month community order. The other bloke was also charged with public order offences, but failed to turn up to court, who've issued a warrant for his arrest. It's just after 3 in the morning in Reading. Jason Evans and Pete Lloydie, are on a quiet night shift when Lloydie spots some blatant abuse of the highway code.
Don't think he's had a drink. He's driving up in one-way street. Stop him in case he's had a drink.
Suspecting he's had a couple, the boys give him a tug.
Give you a shot for the intox. You alright, mate? How you doing? You know why we stopped you, don't you?
No.
It's a one-way street, mate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, similar. You had a drink at all tonight?
Yeah, probably a couple of hours ago.
A couple of hours ago, alright. It's obviously a one-way street. You've driven down it that way and stuff, and that's why we stopped you and asked you. It's alright.
Yeah.
Okay, hop out for a second, switch it off.
As for excuses, he's about to give the longest one Lloydie's ever heard.
Have you had it before? Have you had a breathalyzer before? You have, yeah. Alright.
That was interesting, my friend, going the wrong way up.
I know. To be honest, your man there's just flipping. Some lads just basically, from what I can gather, he's just been robbed on the side of the street, and I tried to help him out. I see two young Asian lads running up the road, and he went running up the road after him, and I sort of pulled over. I said to him, "What's up, mate?" He said, "I've just robbed me," and like drove up the road trying to find them. And
I see. You've done this procedure. You've done this procedure before, have you?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Hang on. Right there. That's it.
You got a licence?
Yes.
Have you?
Yeah.
Have you got it on you?
I haven't got it on me, no.
Where do you live?
Newbury.
Newbury.
Yeah.
Is this car registered to you?
No, it's my girlfriend's.
The unfortunate news is you're blown red, okay? Which means you're over the drink drive limit.
Okay.
When did you drink last, did you say?
A couple of hours ago.
All right, chap. Come to our car, mate. I'm going to have to put you in the back of that car, all right?
Okay.
Have you ever been arrested before?
Yeah.
If I do that, and just put handcuffs on you, mate, all right? Because nobody goes in our car without putting cuffs on them, all right? We have to whip you down to the Reading, Nick, and just put you on the other machine.
Back at the Nick, custody's busy as it's the start of the annual drink drive campaign and there's already a long wait to get in. But all the hanging around couldn't sober up this numpty.
He blew 71 and 75, so firstly his alcohol limit was on the way up, and secondly he's well over the drink drive limit, which is 35, so he's almost twice the limit really. So we've bedded him down. We'll give him till the morning to sober up, and then he'll be released, charged and released, and will appear at Reading Magistrates Court.
The bloke will now be charged with drink driving and sent to court. He faces a minimum 12-month ban, a maximum £5,000 fine, and up to 6 months inside.
Yeah, we've got a Jaguar now coming up onto the main road, the main Tavistock road.
In Devon, the police chopper is on the case of a Jaguar whose driver is wasted on booze near Plymouth. Astonishingly, it's only 9 in the morning. The air support crew directing ground units for what seems like a routine stop.
Go 40, I've got the vehicle in front of me, stand by. Yeah, 99, vehicle's boxed in at the junction. Yeah, 99, he's made off, left, back towards the main road. He just reverse rammed a member of the public, made off.
Escaping the cops, the beer has clearly gone to his head as the driver has no intention of stopping and starts racking up the charges.
He's doing 70 plus along these lanes, 70 plus. The 7-3's massive overtake, bridge of the hill, oncoming. Yeah, 99, he has a number of cars ahead of him. He's slowed in traffic, going for a big overtake again, still being held up by traffic.
With the drink leaving him feeling invincible, the bloke risks a major accident and takes the wrong side of a roundabout.
Yeah, choose your direction in travel from Tesco roundabout. Yeah, 99, he's gone round the roundabout the wrong way, straight on towards Plymouth. Yeah, 99, now adjacent the airport.
As the driver ramps up the risks, the police know they need to get this drunk stopped, and he's clearly got no fears for anyone else on the road.
Yeah, 70, can you make your way to the Lucy Lane junction with Harrison Drive? Yeah, he's ahead of me, stand by. Yeah, just bolt to the junction, He's taken a left.
Unexpectedly, he slows to a stop, giving police another chance to box him in.
Now at the mini roundabout, stationary at the moment. Yeah, he's now boxed in at the junction. Yeah, 99, he's off again, up towards the main roundabout at the top, at Crown Hill.
Booting away for a second time, he's more desperate than ever.
Yeah, underneath the bypass, still heading towards the city centre.
Slamming his brakes on, the fool tries to force a crash with the cops, but the attempt fails. He tries to pass the truck, but this time he's bitten off more than he can chew.
Stop by heavy. Yeah, 99, he's on fire, he's been stopped by an HGV, traffic with him.
Even though he's stuck on the central reservation and pinned in, he won't give up.
99, he's on lane 2, he's on the hard shoulder, on the central reservation, blocked by traffic and an HGV.
Burning rubber in a vain attempt to free himself, he sends plumes of smoke into the air.
Yeah, 99, it looks like he's spinning his wheels, causing lots of smoke.
Unable to get him out, officers smash the windows and spray him.
Yeah, he was trying to restart the vehicle off CS in second on. Yeah, 201 in custody.
The bloke was jailed and banned for dangerous driving and being blind drunk at the wheel. Soberingly, drunk drivers who get behind the wheel at double the legal limit are at least 50 times more likely to be involved in a fatal crash. It's Christmas in Scotland, and this lorry driver's had more than his fair share of mince pies and sherry. Astonishingly, he's meant to be a professional, yet he's completely plastered. Struggling to stay in his lane, the wasted wagoner weaves all over the place. In situations like this, the cops know to put on a rolling roadblock, stopping any traffic from passing and getting tonked by the inebriated trucker. 1 in 6 of all road deaths in Britain are caused by a drunk driver. Intentionally or not, the intoxicated driver exits at a junction, but at the last minute has a change of heart. Swinging back towards the carriageway, the bloke mistimes it and crashes over the barrier. With the truck's wheels jammed and the steering crippled, it swerves across all 3 lanes of the motorway. Amazingly, the driver was uninjured, but for being welded at the wheel, he was fined £750 and banned for 2 years. It's after 6 on a cold winter evening in Slough, and Lloyd is crewed with his regular partner Jim Mahoney. Call sign Tango Victor 36, they're on the hunt for a stolen BMW that's just been spotted in the town centre.
Is it going north?
Yeah, out of town. You know that, isn't you, Jim?
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to cruise across Darrell and see if we can pick it up.
Often, criminals will change the identity of a stolen vehicle by giving it new number plates from a similar-looking legitimate car. This is called ringing, and it's estimated more than 30,000 vehicles are rung each year. The spotted BMW is wanted by the Met, who think it's part of a huge car ringing operation they've just busted.
A BMW has gone through the ANPR static cameras across a couple of streets away. It's coming back as having a permanently exported marker on it, so technically speaking it shouldn't be in the country, and if it is on those plates it's probably a wrong vehicle or suspected stolen vehicle, so live across the next street along and see if we can pick it up beyond the cameras. Could be coming this way or the Brewell or straight on, couldn't it?
We're in the right area now, aren't we?
He'd have made quite good progress along here, I think.
Yeah, I think he would have.
So just confirm the number in there.
Just wondering whether he might have come up here and stopped at one of the shops, that was all.
Yeah,
Thames is quite a way.
It's there, isn't it? So it's not very far, is it?
No.
Let's go back on ourselves.
With no sign of the car where it was last seen, the pair head back and check some likely hiding spots.
I think straight on again, Jim.
Yeah.
After an hour of looking, the boys give up and head back over to the Britwell estate. And a surprised Lloydie clocks something.
360 office. Hey, Darrell, we've located your BMW X3 so far. It's currently parked unattended. If you pull over, Jim.
They decide to knock on the door of the house nearest the stolen motor.
Hello there, how you doing? You alright? Oh, good. Hello. This BMW, do you know whose it is?
Yeah.
Yeah?
My husband is a trader.
Right.
And we just bought it recently to trade it.
Oh, right. Is your husband in?
Yeah.
Can I have a quick chat with him about it? Is that right? Hello, boss. You alright?
Hello, mate.
BMW we're interested in. Your wife just said you're a trader and you bought it, have you?
Yeah, bought a couple of days ago.
Right. And did he give you any paperwork with regards to the vehicle?
Yeah, we'll have the logbook.
Have you got the logbook here? Or
Yeah.
can I have a look at it?
Yeah.
How much did you pay for it?
£9,000.
£9,000.
9 grand. That's a good deal for a motor worth nearly 15. Jim does some checks on the trader while Lloydie has a nose round the car.
Yes. Can you just put him through #D? I'll just confirm this driving licence is Packer.
Everything checks out and the innocent bloke has been duped by the ringers and committed no offence.
We've done a check on the number plate of the vehicle and it's suspected stolen. Suspected like a wrong vehicle where they've changed the identity of the vehicle. So the Met Police need the vehicle.
Yeah.
It seems to be that the fellow that's bought it here, he's a motor trader. He's bought it, it would appear to be in all good faith. He hasn't maybe done enough checks. It seems a little bit of a sort of back alley deal really. He's had this car for 9 grand. He still owes 3 grand on it to this fella down the road. I think he could have done a few more checks on it personally, but it is actually coming back as a ringer, so we're going to get it recovered. This gentleman here is the unfortunate loser of £9,000 for the time being until they can sort of bottom out the ins and outs of the ringing of it, and until that time he's not getting it back. So yeah, he's the unfortunate loser.
Hundreds of stolen cars were rung by the London gang busted by the Met Police. Some went abroad and many have still to be recovered. So, buyer beware. If you find yourself being offered an amazing bargain of a car, it could all be too good to be true. The proactive team patrol all over the Thames Valley area. Each team can work out of any police station to target and patrol the local hotbeds of crime. In Aylesbury, Tango Victor 3-1, Conrad Lee and Simon Hills are just starting their shift. They're on the lookout for drug dealers when Simon's criminal radar clocks a knackered Astra.
seat passenger hasn't got a seatbelt on. Mate, there's a distinct lack of conversation in that car. And a distinct amount of nervous chewing of gums.
Going in? Right.
Yep.
Convinced they're acting guilty, the pair decide to give him a tug.
Good, good. Just take a step round to the side there, please, fella. Your car?
Oh,
Yeah.
chaps, how you doing? All right. Stay in the car, mate. You're right. Have to get out.
I'm going to search it, Conrad, because he's already got the remnants of what looks like splitting a cigarette in half to make a reefer.
It looks like Simon might have been right.
Just heard what my colleagues have said. Appears to be evidence of drugs use in the car. Stand by the car for me. Contend to do a search for you under the Misuse of Drugs Act. Got anything on you you shouldn't have?
No, not at all.
Nothing at all? Anything in the car?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Just see your hands, mate. Anything sharp in your pockets?
No, I've got my keys in there.
The rear passenger is next to be frisked.
Keep your hands out of your pockets, fella, in the back.
Step out the car for me, mate.
But the driver wants to know why he was pulled.
Well, he had no seatbelt on for a start. You've only got one brake light.
One brake light?
Yeah.
So no seatbelt and one brake light, but for avid Watford fan Simon, it's the bloke's Man U shirt he finds most alarming.
And also he's in possession of a dodgy shirt as well.
Who do you support then?
That doesn't matter, does it? It's still a dodgy shirt.
No drugs on the Man U fan, and there's only one place left to look.
You heard me speak to the other chaps, you heard what I've said to them. Same thing to you. Got anything in your pockets you shouldn't have, anything sharp?
Yes.
What's this then, buddy?
It's just my skunk.
Your skunk? Okay, I have to tell you at the moment you're under caution. The caution is you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence. If you fail to mention anything else, something which you later rely in court, anything you do say may be given on evidence. Do you understand anything I've said to you?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll carry on further with the search. Just keep your hands.
If the lad has no record for drugs, Conrad will be able to deal with him out on the street.
Just found a little bit of cannabis on this gentleman. Searched. And here's one of his pockets. A little bit of herbal, a couple of bags, and a spliff that he's just rolled up. Obviously just about to have a quick puff, but looks like it hasn't been lit all the way yet. So just been rolled. Curtailed a little puff.
While Conrad deals with the lad, Simon has a few questions for the driver.
Greg.
Yes, mate.
What sort of driving licence do you hold?
I've got a provisional.
Provisional licence?
Yeah.
How comes you're driving then?
I've got him in the car with me.
Where's your L plates? Dolt!
How we doing, mate?
Mate, was only got a provisional licence.
Has he?
Are you supervising him? You got a full licence?
Yeah, I've got a full licence.
Incredibly, the lad busted with the drugs is the responsible supervising driver.
Greg, step into my office. There's some good news and there's some bad news. The good news is he has got a full driving licence.
Yeah.
Okay. So therefore he can supervise you. The bad news is you need L plates before he can supervise you.
Right, okay.
Now, strictly speaking, I could, if I want to, seize your car now because you're driving it otherwise in accordance with the licence.
Okay.
Okay, however, I'm going to cut you some slack. I'm not going to seize your car, but I am going to give you a ticket for driving without L plates. In other words, driving otherwise in accordance with the licence.
Okay.
All right? Because I'll be perfectly honest with you, I don't think he is supervising you because he seemed a little bit surprised when I said, are you supervising him then? So I think you've just taken your chances and it's not paid off today.
All right, okay.
£60 fine and 3 points on your licence.
That's fair enough.
If I catch you doing it again, I will have your car as well. All right, fella?
Yeah. Take it home.
As long as he's passed his test, he's got to be over 21.
Yeah.
Is he over 21?
He is 21, yeah. So his licence.
More than 3 years?
17, yeah.
Then he'll be all right.
Unconvinced the stoner's 21, Simon double checks.
Sorry to interrupt. How old are you, fella? You're 20. He's 20. Can't supervise you anyway. And please don't let me catch you driving it again, otherwise I will have it off you. All right, mate. Nice one. Whilst doing our checks, I've discovered that he's actually got a provisional driving licence. He originally said that the lad who had the cannabis on him was supervising him, but to supervise a driver, you've got to be over the age of 21 and you've got to have held a full driving licence for a minimum of 3 years. In this case, the lad's 20 years old, so he can't supervise somebody to drive a car. It's got no L plates. So what I've done is I've given him the fairest option. I've given him a £60 fine, 3 points on his licence, and that, as far as I'm concerned, is the end of the matter.
So with nobody old enough to supervise the driver, the car's going nowhere, and it's a long walk home for these boys.
Straight bit of possession for cannabis. He offered it over to me on the search. Been dealt with by roadside caution. No previous convictions for it before, so hopefully it'll go through well for him. Fully compliant, full admission. Just a couple of boys out for a smoke, and unfortunately we got him beforehand, so not his day.
In cowboy country, Texas, unusual things can happen.
How you doing? With the highway patrol, there's a couple of reasons I stopped you. Your tag's expired and your window tint's too dark on your truck.
This mustachioed meathead has been pulled for having an expired car tax.
Maybe a blue one. A blue one? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, you don't have nothing in your pocket, do you?
Checks on the police computer reveal the bloke's on the run. He's wanted for cattle rustling. Even with his 6-metre trailer, the livestock lawbreaker still manages to give the trooper a run for his money. Waiting police units then join in as the pursuit blasts past them. Everyone wants to stop this stampeding steer stealer. Tearing into town, the cattle rustlers all over the place. Nothing's going to stop this bully. Red lights, oncoming traffic, and intersections all do little to slow this moving maniac. The cowboy crook's lucky he hadn't just loaded up with stolen cattle, as they'd be mincemeat by now. In a built-up area, the cops try a new but dangerous tactic. Incredibly, the officers are actually shooting at the bloke's tyres. But the flying bullets seem to make the man more desperate. Slowing traffic and a punctured tyre eventually force him off the road. His trailer now starts to act as an anchor, and the cops start herding him in. Nowhere to go, he gets ready to run. After a 40-minute stampede that ended with officers shooting out his tyres, the cowardly cowboy ended up legging it from the law, only to be rounded up further down the road. It's midnight on the outskirts of Reading. Chris Waller and Sergeant John Kendall, JK, are on night duty, but they're more used to fighting crims than cattle.
We're in a nice rural area of Wokingham. That pub's actually called the Bark and Bull. I've got a bit of local knowledge of that one. Spent a few hours in there, and look what we've come across. A couple of calves.
It's an unusual situation for the crime-fighting duo, and it's certainly got JK foxed.
Is it a load of bull or a load of bullocks? I don't know.
Funny for now, but if these bullocks aren't rounded up soon, they could cause a nasty accident on the windy roads.
Do you want to go around the other side of it, Chris? Because that's quite a... seem to remember that's quite a sharp bend around there. And I'm going around here. Oh, no. Right, I've got absolutely no experience in dealing with this. Obviously wandered far enough away from home.
With the two bullocks pinned in on a random driveway, JK races to get Chris to block the exit.
Chris, put the car across, quick. If you don't stall it, can you do that? Look at that, rounded up like true professionals. Worst case scenario, of course, here is that if they were out on the road and they were in a collision with a car, then somebody's going to come off worse, and quite often some of the accidents we've attended tend to find that the car doesn't fare too well, neither do the occupants. But what we've got pending under the control of Chris, we're ideal. Whose idea was it to come down this way?
I was quite happy going up into a showcase cinema roundabout.
With all the racket going on, JK goes to see if anyone's awake.
TV's on. That means somebody's up. Either that or it's for the budgerigar who sleeps downstairs. Shut up.
Sounds like my ex-wife.
As JK chats to the owner, the two calves make a dash for freedom.
How soon did they come round there, Chris? How soon did they come round? All right. Ah, here they are. Classic. You're walking down that side of the car, they sneak round this side.
A cunning plan is hatched, and with the homeowner's permission, the pair find a place to bed down the bovine beauties for the night.
Right, you need to usher him down here then, JK. At least they're penned in here, aren't they?
The farmer picked up his escapees in the morning and, acting as judge and jury, banned them from moving for 2 years.
Pick your way through the clouds, because where we're going, we don't need roads. Unmissable real-life stories with the Air Ambulance ER next. While over on Real Lives, Padlock the Biscuit Barrel, Steve Miller's about getting looks. It's Fat Families.